Hare Krishna. Welcome all of you for this special Purushottam month Katha on the Brahma's prayers to Lord Krishna. It's a very, very special prayers. And in Purushottam month, it is recommended that we chant and study these prayers. So, in some temples, like they every day recite this set of 40 shlokas. So it's quite a long, this one. But we will try to study them this Purushottam month in a span of 6 sessions, right? So let's offer the Mangala Charan prayers and we will start the session. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurun Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vansha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasa Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So now we will start the session. Anytime if devotees have any doubts or questions, you can always put it on the chat box and then we will take it up in the intervals. Okay? So first, we will do it in this way, like we will chant the shloka and then we will read the translation and we will discuss as we go through the purports. And at the end of each shloka, we can actually take questions in between, right? So this chanting of slokas, it may appear to be little difficult, but then try to chant with me and then later on also you may practice chanting these slokas. So this 40 slokas of Brahma's prayers are very, very special. So we'll go to the first sloka. Shri Brahma Vacha Naumidyate Bravapuse Tadidambaraya Gunjavatasma Paripichala Sanmukaya Vanye Shrije Kavala Vetra Vishana Venu Lakshma Shriye Mrudupate Pashupanga Jaye Shri Brahma Uvacha Naumidyate Bravapuse Tadidambaraya Gunjavat Gunjavatam Saparipicchala Sanmukaya Vanye Shrije Kavala Vetra Vishana Venu Lakshma Shriye Mrudupate Pashupanga Jaye Shri Brahma Uvacha Naumidyate Bravapushe Tadidambaraya Gunjavatam Saparipicca Lasanmukaya Vanye Shrije Kavala Vetra Vishana Venu Lakshma Shriye Mrudupate Pashupanga Jaye. It's a very, very special prayer. Just synonyms. Very amazingly, like Lord Brahma is speaking this. So when we are seeing the purport, we will also see the background, why Brahma had offered these prayers and the whole background of this point. And then we will start the explanation of this particular sloka. So first we will analyze the word to word meaning. That's very nice. Shri Brahma Uvacha, Lord Brahma said, "Now me, I offer praise, or I am offering the glorification." Right? Idya. Idya means one, oh most worshipable one. So you are the best of all the worshipable personalities. No, he is actually addressing Krishna. And then te, unto you, and abra, like dark cloud. So te means like unto you, he is telling. That means Krishna is there standing in front of Brahma. So that's the scene that is there over there. So Abra is like a dark cloud, and Vapushe, whose body, Tadit, like lightning, Ambaraya, whose garments, and Gunja, made of small berries, Avatamsa, with ornaments, no, for the ears. So Gunja Avatamsa means like, no, he's wearing a Gunja earring. So sometimes it is seen that in the Vaikuntha Loka, Vishnu is decorated with so much of opulence. Vishnu is decorated with lot of wealth and opulence and grandeur and things like that. And here, one of the reasons, okay, so we will see that. So, but here we see Krishna is wearing a gunja earring. Gunja means it's like a berries, as it's mentioned, made of small berries. Now, this is found in Vrindavan. So those berries, he has like joined together, and then he has made a earring, right? So that's a decoration that Krishna takes. He likes it very much, and it is mentioned that these berries of Vrindavan, no, they are more valuable than the Vaikuntha's opulences. No, Krishna is wearing this amazingly wonderful berries on his ears. And then Paripicture, so like the peacock feather, and Lasat, resplendent, Mukaya, whose face, and Vanya Shruje, wearing garland of forest flowers, Kavala, a morsel of food, Vetra, a stick, Vishana, a buffalo horn bugle, and Venu, and a flute, Lakshma, characterized by Shriye, whose beauty, Mrudu, soft, Pade, whose feet, Pashupa, Pashupa means of the cowherd, that is Nanda Maharaj, Angajaya, unto the sun. No, Angajaya means like one who's born uh, of the person who's mentioned here. So he is mentioned as the son of Nanda Maharaj here. Okay, translation. My dear Lord, you are the only worshipable Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and therefore I offer my humble obeisances and prayers just to please you. O Son of the King of Cowherds, your transcendental body is dark blue like a new cloud. Your garment is brilliant like lightning, and the beauty of your face is enhanced by your gunja earrings and the peacock feather on your head. Wearing garlands of various forest flowers and leaves, and equipped with a herding stick, a buffalo horn, and a flute, you stand beautifully with a morsel of food in your hand. So we may wonder, like, why no Krishna is standing with a morsel of food in his hand. So just before this, the whole scene of how this whole thing comes into picture is a nice background. So Shukadev Goswami is describing this whole Krishna Leela, and Parikshit Maharaj is hearing. And while describing this Krishna Leela, he tells at one point that Agasur, a great snake demon, he was killed. And after Agasur being killed, so that news was not reached to Vrindavan. And for 1 year, the news did not reach to Vrindavan. And after a year, so all the boys, they started telling as if Krishna had killed Agasur on that day, after a year. So this is a very, very astonishing thing. So immediately, Parikshit Maharaj asked Sukadeva Goswami, why is it so? Why for 1 year nobody spoke about this particular incident of Agasur's killing? In fact, this is the regular affair. So every day, the boys, the cowherd boys, after returning back from the cowherds, means from the pasturing grounds, so they would, when they're coming back, they would have something new to say. Every day, like they would have seen Krishna performing some amazing pastimes, and they would come and say, today Krishna killed this demon, and he killed in this way, it was so amazing, and things like that. So they would naturally be chanting about the glories of Krishna. So that's their natural this one. And why did these boys did not speak about the killing of Agasur for 1 whole year? No, they did not speak about it at all. So then, like Parikshit Maharaj immediately asked, no, he stopped the whole katha, and then he asked, like, no, why is it so? Why they did not speak about it? So then, Shukadev Goswami, he mentions about this whole Leela of Brahma Vimohana Leela. So in this Leela, we see that Lord Brahma, he was, of course, like he petitioned the Lord to appear because there was so much of chaos that was going on in the material world. And then Lord Brahma personally petitioned the Supreme Lord Krishna to appear. And then on the petition of Lord Brahma, no, the Supreme Lord appeared. But then now Lord Brahma comes to see the Supreme Lord, to take darshan of him. And when he comes, he's seeing that Krishna is surrounded by so many cowherd boyfriends. They are all, okay, audio is disturbed. Hare Krishna. Uh, it's clear now? Okay. So the yeah, so Brahma comes to check out, so what is the situation here, and like he wants to come to take darshan of the Lord. And when he comes to take darshan of the Lord, he sees this scene of Krishna is sitting there in the banks of Yamuna, and then all the cowherd boys are surrounding him and sitting over there. And everyone are no, first of all, like Krishna is not there with opulence. No, he is not wearing golden earrings, golden necklace, and things like that and all. And he's there in a very, very simple clothes, and in a like he's all his decorations are made of forest articles. So the cowherd boys, actually what happens is Mother Yashoda decorates Krishna every day. No, she does all her shringar and then sends Krishna to cowherd pastures. And the moment they reach the forest, so all the boys, they remove all the shringar of Krishna, and then they bring all the forest flowers, forest minerals, and different various things which are naturally available, leaves and things like that and all, and they make a new shringar of Krishna, in the forest. So, and here when Brahma comes, like he's seeing this kind of a shringar where all kinds of forest minerals and colors and things like that are taken, and Krishna is being decorated with that kind of a shringar. And now Brahma is used to seeing the Supreme Lord as Vishnu, and as a person who's very heavily decorated, very opulent in his appearance. And here Krishna is in completely different way. And then Krishna is like surrounded by so many cowherd boys, and all of these boys, what they are doing, they are just eating, their food that has been packed by their mother, and then they are saying, "Oh Krishna, this is so sweet, so nice. No, you also taste it." So Brahma gets completely bewildered. No, Brahma has never seen such a thing. He is the first Brahmana of the creation. So Brahma is the head of all the Brahmanas. No, he's the first Brahmana in the creation. And then the Brahmanas have a very, very strict way of worshipping the Lord. So even if they had to eat something, no, they would not go to the worship of the altar in the same clothes. No, they would change the clothes, or they will take a bath and things like that. So very, very high standard of cleanliness that is maintained. And here, the cowherd boys, they're eating something. And it is generally called as juta, or a uchishta, which is like not very, very nice to be offered to anyone. And here, the Supreme Lord is accepting the remnants, or the accepting from the hands of these cowherd boys. And there is no mantra of like Naivedya, and there is no procedure and things like that. So these boys are just simply offering like that. And Krishna is also playing with them and joking with them and things like that. And Brahma, when he sees this, he becomes completely bewildered. He has never thought of the Supreme Lord in this way. And then he was bewildered, and he wanted to test if it's the same Supreme Lord. And no, he just steals off. No, these cowherd boys, they are sitting. What they used to do is, in the name of herding the calves, they are now at this point in time, they are like less than 5 years of age. And less than 5 years of age, these boys, they used to herd the calves. They used to take the calves and come to the forest, and nearby forest, not very far from the home. And when they are herding the calves, so like it is only namesake they are herding the calves, but then no, they want to play in the forest. No, they just want some excuse to go and play in the forest. And they just left the calves for grazing, and they started their this one lunch. And when they were doing this, so immediately after some time, the boys saw that calves were not visible, and they wanted to, like, they were really very worried. Now what will we say, like, if we go back home like this and we have lost our calves, like our parents will beat us and they will scold us, and what will happen to us? All this, no, tension is going on. So then like the Krishna says, okay, you people don't take tension. You continue your lunch. Don't disturb your lunch. No, let me go and find out. Let me go and search for the calves. So in actuality, what has happened? Lord Brahma has taken off all the calves and he has put them in yoga nidra in a faraway place. And it was like he just wanted to test about the Lord, like how how is he going to react? And he see the Lord, he's confused. So then when Krishna goes a little that side, so when he's going, so he's in middle of his lunch and he was having some curd rice in his hand, and he's having that curd rice and he's just going to search for the calves. And no, it is nicely explained that he had some pickles in middle of his this one fingers, and then he had the curd rice and things like that. So it was he was just holding the curd rice like this, and he was going and searching for the calves, as if no, he doesn't know like what has happened. And then here no, Brahma comes to this place where all the cowherd boys are there, and Krishna has just left them to search for the calves, and Brahma just steals off all these cowherd boys also, and no, he puts them also in yoga nidra in a faraway place. And Krishna is just searching, he is not getting the calves, and he comes back and he sees he is not able to see his friends also there. It is a very, very no, like pathetic situation. And then Krishna, like he just identifies that Brahma has did all this job. Generally, the Supreme Lord, he is completely cognizant of everything that exists. The first sloka of Srimad Bhagavatam, the first canto, it starts with the this one, Janma Dyasya Yathonmayad Itaratas Chartheshva Abhignya Swarad. So Abhignya means like he knows everything directly and indirectly. He knows everything that is existing in the whole creation. So now such a personality is now bewildered. And how is it possible? This is the Leela aspect of the Lord. The Lord, when he is performing his pastimes, if he is knowing all this knowledge and things like that, he cannot relish his pastimes. So he knows simultaneously, and then also he acts like as if he doesn't know. And that is how he relishes his pastimes. And now here, this is the scene, and then Brahma just does all these things, and then he just goes away. And there is a different time scales that are there in different universes or different planetary systems. And in Brahmaloka's one moment is like 1 year over here. And Brahma just did this thing, and then he just went off the scene for one moment, and he came back. By then it is 1 year in the material world, or in the Bhuloka. So now, what's happening? So Krishna cannot go back home just like that. No calves are there, no cowherd boys are there. Everyone will ask Krishna like what's happened and things like that. So Krishna expanded into every single calf. In the same way, in the same color, and each calf had its different traits. Like some calves are very quiet and some calves are like very active, and different traits that are there. So Krishna became exact replicas of all those calves. And then Krishna also expanded into all the cowherd boys, all the cowherd boys, like he just expanded himself personally into all these forms. So it is mentioned that the Vrajavasis, they had intense affection for Krishna. They didn't have affection for their own children so much. The cows also, they didn't have affection for their own calves so much. Always they used to look for Krishna. Every single living entity in Vrindavan, they used to always look for Krishna, and they used to be focused on Krishna. So that is how they used to be so much attached to Krishna. But after the scene has happened, everyone started feeling a change in their life. Everyone started feeling more affection for their own children, and the cows started feeling more affection for their own calves. And this went on for a year. So this is actually blessing in disguise. So everyone wanted Krishna as their son. Everyone wanted to take care of Krishna, give bath to Krishna, like do shringar of Krishna and things like that. So, and cows also wanted to personally feed Krishna. So all of their desires got fulfilled by this one Leela. It has become in such a way that everyone started liking their sons and their children, and every cow started liking their own calves. And this was going on for a year, and nobody noticed any of this scene. And then after a year, like Balram could notice, no, that too after a long period of 1 year. And then, no, one fine day, Brahma came back and he saw, no, that is a scene now, like the Brahma's prayers is going to happen after that scene. So Brahma came back and then he saw that, no, Krishna is there again with cowherd boys and the calves and his like usual lunch, everything is going on normally. And Brahma became completely bewildered. Now, how is it possible? I stole all these people, all these calves and all these boys and kept them safe in a faraway distance. And how is it possible that no, this Krishna is having no, there is nothing changed over here. And Brahma is like going back and seeing the place where he put all these people, all these boys and the calves in the yoga nidra. They are there, and he's coming back and seeing here they're here also. And Brahma was like completely, he was getting chakkar, no, he was getting head spinning. So in one sense, why is it so? Why Brahma has to be so astonished? Because no, for Brahma there is nothing not known to him in the whole of the creation. So this or in the whole of the universe. No, one Brahma is there for one universe, and he knows every single inch of the whole universe. It's just like his body. No, he knows every single inch of the whole universe. So that's the capacity of Brahma. And now, here within his creation, without his knowledge, no, here there are a set of calves and cowherd boys, they're existing. And no, he doesn't know like how they have come into existence and what has happened. It's completely bouncer for him. It is completely beyond his imagination what has happened. So for Brahma, it's like a huge thing. And he is bewildered in this way. And Krishna suddenly manifests from all the calves and all the cowherd boys. No, he manifests the four-handed Vishnu Rupa. And then Brahma sees, so many Vishnu Rupas are there. So many Chaturbhuja Rupas of Vishnu are there. It's like, sometimes we sing this Vishnu Sahasranam, and here Brahma was literally seeing Sahasra Vishnu. He was literally like actually seeing Sahasra Vishnu over there. So it was like really, really very bewildering kind of a scene. And then after that scene, Krishna actually shows his two-handed form. Exclusive darshan of Krishna happens to Brahma, and after that, Brahma is offering these set of prayers. That's how these prayers have come about. And now let's study the purport a little bit, and then we'll have some explanations. So this is how Brahma is seeing this particular form of Krishna, where he is standing there with a little morsel of food in his hand, and flute and buffalo horn and cow herding stick and all these things is there, and that's the scene that he is seeing. Right? Okay, purport. In the previous chapter, Brahma, the creator of universe, tried to bewilder the supreme personality of Godhead Lord Krishna by stealing his cowherd boyfriends and calves. But by a slight exhibition of Krishna's own mystic potency, Brahma himself was completely bewildered. And now, with great humility and devotion, he offers his humble obeisances and prayers unto the Lord. The word kavala in this verse refers to a morsel of rice mixed with yogurt that Krishna held in his left hand. According to Sanatan Goswami, the Lord held a cow herding stick and a buffalo horn pressed under his left arm, and his flute was placed under his belt. Beautiful young Krishna, decorated with multicolored forest minerals, exhibited opulence far greater than those of Vaikuntha. Although Brahma had seen innumerable four-armed forms of the Lord, he now surrendered unto the lotus feet of the two-armed form of Krishna, who appeared as the son of Nanda Maharaj. Brahma offered his prayers to that form. Right? So here we see it's a very important scene that is there. So this scene, we cannot take darshan of the Lord directly. In our conditioned state, in our contaminated state, we cannot get the direct darshan of the Lord. It is very difficult. But then we get the darshan of the Lord through Shruti, through the scriptures. And it is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita also, Tad Vidhi Pranipatena Pariprashnena Sevaya Upadechanti Te Jnanam Jnaninas Tattva Darshana. So if we want to know about the Lord, if we want to know the spiritual science, then we should go to a self-realized soul, and we should render service unto him, and we should inquire questions from him. And in this way, that self-realized soul who has seen the absolute truth can impart the knowledge unto us. And here that's the same thing that is there. So Brahma is our parampara acharya, he is Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, the sampradaya that we come in. And this particular scene that is there, no, we can see that Brahma is personally having the darshan of the Lord, and he is describing every single aspect of the form of the Lord. And in this way, we can actually get a darshan. So darshan, no, we should hear, no, we should hear and have the darshan of the Lord. And once our senses are purified, we will also be able to get the same darshan of the Lord as Lord Brahmaji is having, no, here. And here it's very nicely mentioned. Krishna had exhibited innumerable 400 Vishnu Rupas, no, like from every one of the calves and cowherd boys, no, he had displayed a 400 Vishnu Rupa. But then Lord Brahma is offering prayers to the two-handed small little boy Krishna, no, and here this shows that Brahma very like aptly, no, he recognizes that this form of Krishna is superior to even the 400 forms of Vishnu, right? So Krishna is the source of all Vishnu Rupa. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, it is mentioned that Etecham sakala pumsaha Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. So like it is mentioned that like till now, so there is a list of all the Vishnu Rupas are mentioned, and after that it is mentioned that all of them are Etecha Amsa or Kala Pumsaha. So they are either parts or parts of the Supreme Lord Krishna. And no, like Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. He is the Swayam Bhagavan, right? So that is like even Brahma is appreciating that, though innumerable Vishnu Rupas were there, so he was surrendering to the Krishna form and the small baby form of Krishna. So that's the form that like Brahma is actually surrendering to. And it's very nice that Krishna is having, no, he's just showing his innocence over here. He's like when Brahma comes to the scene, just to make this one about like he just first of all like he brought about all the Vishnu Rupas, and then after that, no, he vanished all those forms, and then again he came back with this same scene which Brahma saw a year later. No, he again no held a little morsel of food in his hand, and then he's frantically searching for his friends. No, where are my friends? Where are my calves? And Brahma saw that, and he became like completely bewildered, saying, "Oh no, this is the Leela Purushottam. This is the like that great personality of the Goloka Vrindavan. No, the Supreme Lord Krishna. No, this is the opulence of Krishna. So Brahma is the greatest mystic within the universe, and Krishna's small mystic power could actually like completely bewilder Lord Brahma, right? So that's how this one is. And then we see that the very wonderful description of how Krishna actually dresses up himself, how he keeps his buffalo horns. It is mentioned here that he's decorated with his multicolored forest minerals, and then which is like more opulent than the Vaikuntha opulences. And then he's having a cowherd stick and buffalo horn, and that is pressed under his left arm. No, there is just like it is just put in a small this one, and then it is actually pressed under his left arm. And then like he's having this flute that is tucked into the waist belt. He's having a waist belt which is kind of made of some forest materials, and then he's having this flute tucked onto his waist belt. So this is really very amazing description of the Lord. And sometimes people say, no, you people concoct of the form of the Lord. No, we have sufficient information. We have sufficient record of devotees seeing the personal form of the Lord and describing his personal form. And that is the basis of we establishing the Murti of the Lord, right? So this is the first shloka. Let's go to the second shloka. I'll just share the screen. Asyapi deva vapuso mad anugrahasya. Asyapi deva vapusho mad anugrahasya svacha mayasya natu bhuta mayasya kopi neshe mahitva avastitum manasantarena sakshat tavaiva kim utatma sukhan bhutehe. Asyapi deva vapusho madanugrahasya svacha mayasya natu bhuta mayasya kopi neshe mahitva avasitum manasantarena sakshat tavaiva kim utatma sukhanubhutehe. Asyapi deva vapusho madanugrahasya svacha mayasya natu bhuta mayasya kopi meshe mahitva avasitum manasantarena sakshat tavaiva kim utatma sukhanubhutehe. Okay, so now we will see the translation and purport of this sloka. My dear Lord, neither I nor anyone else can estimate the potency of this transcendental body of yours, which has shown such mercy to me and which appears just to fulfill the desires of your pure devotees. Although my mind is completely withdrawn from material affairs, I cannot understand your personal form. How then could I possibly understand the happiness you experience within yourself? Now, this is amazing description. He's telling that neither I or anyone else can estimate the potency of this transcendental body of yours. And he's describing which has such mercy to me. Brahma has just now did a prank in Krishna's Leela. He has separated the devotees of Krishna, who's very, very dear to him. He has separated the devotees of Krishna away from Krishna. And in that scene, like in that kind of situation, like Lord Brahma is telling, now he's awaiting a punishment, but he is telling that I have got your mercy, my Lord. So what is a mercy? The divine darshan of the Lord, not the divine darshan of the Lord. So we quite often we cite this sloka of Dhruva Maharaj. So Dhruva Maharaj is like a great Vaishnava, and then no, he was looking for a greater kingdom than his great grandfather, and he was a small boy. No, all of you may know Dhruva, like Dhruva is a small boy when this pastime actually happened, and then no, he's sitting down in tapasya, Gor tapasya he's doing for getting a huge land, huge kingdom, greater than his great grandfather. And after the tapasya, he's getting the Lord as darshan, and then he's telling this. Sthana abhilashit tapasistitoham tvam praptavan deva munindra guhyam kanchan vichinvan api divya ratnam Swamin Kritartoham Varamnayache. So this Durva, he is looking for a greater kingdom than his great grandfather. And for that he is telling, he's actually conversing with the Lord. When he is speaking this sloka, he's telling that Sthana Abhilashi Tapasistitoham. Abhilasha means desire. I want to get something. And Sthana Abhilashi. I wanted to get a bigger kingdom. Sthana Abhilashi. Tapasistitoham. I was doing tapasya for that sake. And then what did I get in return? Tvam praptavan. No, I got you, my Lord. No, tvam praptavan. So I wanted a bigger kingdom, but instead I got you. And what is the kind of gift it is? Deva Munindra Guhyam. Even for great Devatas and Munis and Indra and all these people. So it is very, very difficult for to attain this particular darshan of yours. Sthana Abhilashi Tapasistitoham Tvam Praptavan Deva Munindra Guhyam. Kanchan Vichinvan Api Divya Ratnam. So I was looking for broken pieces of glasses, but then I got Divya Ratnam. I got your treasure of this great Divya Ratnam. Your darshan is compared to that. My desire for getting a bigger kingdom is like broken pieces of glasses, but then your darshan is like Divya Ratnam in comparison to it. It is like very, very huge benefit. So sometimes we get the offer, buy one, get one free and things like that. So it's like, Dhruva Maharaj was doing a small tapasya, and then he was having a very, very small, narrow ambition of getting a piece of land in this universe. But then, he has got the darshan of the Lord, and he's comparing it to, like, it is buy one, get millions and crores of this one's free. It is something of that sort, and which cannot be compared. And Dhruva Maharaj is saying that, Swamin Kritarto Aham. I am very, very grateful to you, my Lord. Varam Nayache. I don't want anything else now. So it is very difficult to get a great personality as the Supreme Lord, to have his darshan. And he wanted to have darshan of the Lord, so that, because his mother told, if you want to have a bigger kingdom than your great grandfather, so it is not possible. You have to please the Lord. And Dhruva asked where to find the Lord. People go to the forest to find the Lord. In that way, like, he actually went to the forest, and there, after getting the darshan of the Lord, he should have asked, my Lord, I was worshipping you for getting this this sthana, no, this material position. So, no, please give me. But then he's telling, Swamin Kritartoham, I am very, very grateful. I have got more than I could ask for. No, I am very, very grateful. I don't want anything else, no, Krishna. So that's the position. And here Brahmaji is also saying same thing. No, I actually committed a no prank, a mistake, and then no, like now I am expecting a punishment, but then what I'm getting is like no, I'm getting the benediction. I'm getting the I'm getting the benediction of your darshan, right? So that's what Brahmaji is also telling here, right? And then although my mind is completely withdrawn from material affairs, this is very important. Like Brahmaji is not as contaminated as we are. No, Brahmaji is completely purified soul, and he can actually see things as they are. He is completely perfect in his knowledge, and even such a person cannot understand the form of Krishna. No, Krishna's form is beyond any material calculation. Krishna's form is like far, far superior from anything no we can even imagine of. And who's telling this? Lord Brahma is telling this, right? So we can take it from the greatest person of the universe that the form of Krishna is beyond imagination, and it's really very wonderful. And then now it is also mentioned here. The Lord has shown mercy, which appears just to fulfill the desire of his pure devotees. So that means Lord Brahma had a desire to render pure devotional service to the Lord. That is why the Lord is showing his form to him. Otherwise, no ordinary person can see the form of the Lord. It is not possible to get the darshan of the form of the Lord, right? So it is mentioned, Naham Prakasha Sarvasya Yogamaya Samavritah. So Krishna mentions that I am not visible to everyone. I am covered by my Yogamaya, right? So it is only by the grace of the Lord we can actually have the darshan of the Lord. So now we'll see the purport. In Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, chapter 14, Srila Prabhupada explains that in the present verse, Brahma expresses the following prayerful sentiment. Your appearance as a cowherd child is for the benefit of devotees, and although I have committed an offense at your lotus feet by stealing away your boys and calves, I can understand that you have bestowed your mercy upon me. That is your transcendental quality. We see the Lord sometimes, one time a person, he was very much depressed. He was affected by depression. And then he was, even in devotion, practicing devotion, he was so much affected by depression, he was not able to concentrate on anything. And then I asked, like, why even while practicing devotion, you are affected by depression? And he told me that, no, I always fear, no, I do so many things, I may do so many things wrong, and I don't know the scriptures properly also. No, maybe so many things I'm doing wrong. What if Krishna punishes me? I'm always afraid that God may punish me. So, but then here we see, no, this is a very, very amazing quality of Krishna that we can actually see, that God is not in the mood of punishing. God is in the mood of finding, no, is there anything good that is there in this person? And then he is trying to give him, that good. So he's not thinking of, when can I punish him? When can I actually find one mistake and I can punish? So there are different kinds of teachers, different kinds of evaluators. So there are some teachers like examiners who will try to find a fault and try to discount the marks. So, but Krishna is not such a person. He's trying to find some good in the person and trying to give some marks to that person, right? So that's the kind of person. And here we see Brahmaji had made a big blunder, in fact. Krishna likes his devotees so much. And here Brahmaji, what he did, he actually removed Krishna's devotees from him and taken him far away, right? So that is why this is considered to be a very great blunder. But then what did Krishna give in return? He gave his mercy. And what is a mercy? He actually showed his divine form, as the Supreme Lord. Before this, when Lord Brahma saw the same form, Brahma could not able to realize that this is the Supreme Lord. So, but now when Krishna is giving darshan, so he is actually enabling Brahma to see that he is the Supreme Lord. And that is the greatest mercy. Here it is mentioned. So that's the nature of the Lord. He always shows his mercy to his devotees. And you are very affectionate towards your devotees, but in spite of your great affection for me, I cannot estimate of your bodily activities. It is to be understood that when I, Lord Brahma, the Supreme Personality of this universe, cannot estimate the childlike body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then what to speak of others? If Brahmaji, the greatest person in the universe, if he cannot estimate the potency of the body of Krishna, then what to speak of others? Nobody can understand. So it is mentioned. Now we should not take this as a discouraging factor. No, if I cannot understand Krishna at all, then what's the point of performing any devotion to him? So it is not like that. If there is a huge reservoir of water, a thirsty person may go and approach this reservoir of water, and he may drink a little bit of water, but he cannot drink the entire reservoir of water. It's not possible to understand, or it's not possible to consume the entire reservoir of water. So no, he can just, but his thirst will be completely quenched. He will be completely satisfied. So that's the nature of the a great reservoir of water on a thirsty person. In the same way, Krishna here, he is an unlimited personality, and Brahma, being a living entity, is a limited personality. No, he cannot understand Krishna in entirety. He can understand Krishna to some extent, and we can also understand Krishna to some extent, and that will be full of ourselves. No, we cannot go beyond this brim. But then Krishna is limitless. Krishna is like an ocean, and we are compared to a small entity, maybe an ant. How much an ant can drink water, from the ocean? So in the same way, how much we can understand Krishna? Krishna is like an ocean, and we can only understand Krishna very, very little. That's the whole point over here. And then it's mentioned, and I cannot estimate the spiritual potency of your childlike body. Then what can I understand about your transcendental pastimes? First of all, Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela. Like that it is there. So it is very difficult to understand the potency of the name of the Lord. So what the name of the Lord can offer to us, it's unimaginable. So much it can offer. And then next is the Nama, Rupa. Like Brahma is telling, I am not able to estimate the capacity of your body. And then after that comes his Guna, and after that is Leela of the Lord. And he's telling, if I cannot even understand and estimate your body, what can I understand about your Leela? That's like far off. Therefore, it is said in Bhagavad Gita, anyone who can understand a little of the transcendental pastimes, appearance and disappearance of the Lord, immediately becomes eligible to enter the kingdom of God after quitting the material body. It is not possible for us to master. It is not possible for us to master Krishna consciousness. So we can only understand a very little portion of Krishna consciousness. That's how much we can actually do. And that is sufficient. It is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tatvatah tatva jeham punarjanma naiti mam iti so Arjuna. So Lord says, one who understands the nature of my appearance, my form and the Leela and things like that. So such a person, and the nature of these things are beyond the material nature. Such understanding of the Lord, somebody gets, he can actually go back to the spiritual world. And if he get a little glimpse of understanding of Supreme Lord, that is sufficient. That's more than enough, for him to go back to the spiritual world, for a living entity to attain perfection. It is like you may have a cake. A small piece of cake is sufficient for an ant. It will be satisfied. In fact, that small tukda, what is falling down, that is more bigger than the size of the ant. So in the same way, like a small portion of Krishna's glories is sufficient for us to get perfection and get liberation, right? So, and then this statement is confirmed in the Vedas, where it is stated, simply by understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one can overcome the chain of repeated birth and death. I therefore recommend that people should not try to understand you by their speculative knowledge. So we should not try to understand Krishna by our speculative knowledge. We should understand Krishna by hearing about him. That's the way of understanding the Lord. So when Brahma disrespected the supreme status of the personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna first bewildered him by exhibiting the Lord's own transcendental power. Then, having humbled his devotee Brahma, Krishna gave him his personal audience. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Lord Krishna's transcendental body can also function through the agency of his plenary expansions called Vishnu Tattva. So this is an amazing thing. So as stated by Brahma himself in Brahma Samhita, Angani Yashya Shakalendriya Vritti Manti. This shows this particular sloka what Brahma is telling. Angani yasya sakalendriya vrittimanti pashyanti panti kalayanti like no it says that like the Lord can function through his eyes he can actually eat. Now we are offering bhoga to the Lord and the Lord can just glance over it and then he can actually consume. No, it is not necessary that he has to physically eat. And with his hand he can see, with his leg he can smell. All his parts of the body are supremely potent, and they can do anything and everything. That is the position of the Lord. So but this is also says in this particular purport, like Srila Prabhupada is mentioning, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he's telling that it is not just the Lord can see through, or Lord can actually perceive through various of his limbs. Lord can actually perceive through all of the Vishnu Rupas, that is mentioned. And Lord can even perceive or experience things through our forms, our eyes. In fact, when we see something, only after the Lord sees and Lord understands, we can understand that we have seen this object. So that is how very intricate that this one is. And here it's mentioned, this verse indicates not only that Lord can perform any bodily function with any of his limbs, but also that he can see through the eyes of his Vishnu expansions, or indeed through the eyes of any of the living entities, and similarly that he can hear through the ears of any Vishnu or Jiva expansions. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur points out that although the Lord can perform any function with any one of his senses, in his transcendental pastimes of Sri Krishna, he generally sees with his eyes, touches with his hands, hears with his ears, and so on. Thus, he behaves like the most beautiful and charming young cowherd boy. So, this is the capacity of the Lord. The capacity of the Lord is he can see through any of the Vishnu Rupas, and he can see through any of the living entities like us. If I have seen something, that means already Lord has seen it. Otherwise I cannot see. So Lord has so much of cognizance, Lord has so much of understanding. But still, when he appears as the small baby Krishna, he is he is just like whatever he is able to practically perceive, physically perceive. Only that much. He is just exhibiting like that himself, and it is quite bewildering for everyone. And Krishna actually exhibits such wonderful, amazing pastimes. Like as a small cowherd boy. The Vedic knowledge expands from Lord Brahma, who is described in the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam as Adi Kavi, the primeval Vedic scholar. Yet Brahma could not understand the transcendental body of Lord Krishna because it is beyond the reach of ordinary Vedic knowledge. Amongst all the transcendental forms of Lord, the two-armed form of Govinda, Krishna, is the original and supreme. Thus, Lord Govinda's pastimes of stealing butter, drinking the gopis' breast milk, tending calves, playing his flute, and playing childhood sports are extraordinary, even in comparison with the activities of Lord's Vishnu expansion. Right? So this is the very amazing aspect of the Krishna's form and Leela. Krishna's Leela is considered to be more amazing and more glorious than the Leelas of the Vishnu, Vishnu Rupa. So in Vishnu Rupa, it's quite formal. The relation is very, very formal. So everyone goes in front of Vishnu and says, "Oh my Lord, what service can I render to you?" And nobody can ever think of climbing on top of Vishnu. And nobody can ever think of chastising Vishnu, right? So Lakshmi ji is very humbly serving the lotus feet of Vishnu. And Vishnu is known as the greatest personality, and the supreme, personality. And everybody offers respects to him. And here in Krishna Leela, we see the Supreme Lord. He's back at his home. He's back at his home, and then like he's like a small baby, and then nobody gives him respect as the Supreme Lord. Everybody treats him like a small baby. And here, one side, the mother is thinking that if my child goes to the forest, and tending the cows, what will happen to him? Maybe some animals may attack him, or some cows may attack him, or something may happen, some unfortunate thing may happen. She's always feeling so much of affection for Krishna, and the father is thinking of protecting. Cowherd boys, they are actually having fun with Krishna. Sometimes if Krishna sometimes gets defeated in the match, in the wrestling match with his cowherd boys, or in some other matches, like he sometimes gets defeated, tug of war and things like that and all. And the boys, like when Krishna was killing big demons, they were thinking, "Arey, like no, he got defeated by me in the wrestling match. No, what's the great thing he's doing? So if he's doing this, maybe I can also do it." So something like that. So he's like very, very friendly kind of this one. And even if Krishna does the biggest of biggest, feat over there, so they will all say, "Okay, fine. No, this is all okay. No, it's not something very this one." And they would just simply glorify Krishna's activities, and they will sing the glories of Krishna, and they're always blissful, in that kind of situation. So they don't respect Krishna as the great supreme personality of Godhead. So that brings in a lot of sweetness, very, very nice sweetness. So it is not like always a formal relationship and formal respect and things like that. That cannot give us so much of satisfaction and happiness. So Krishna, as a supreme Lord, he also likes this intimate dealings. No, he also likes that he has a parents and he wants to fear his parents. No, maybe my parents will like punish me now, like Mother Yashoda is tying Krishna and putting him like giving punishment to Krishna, and Krishna is very afraid, and he's actually crying in front of his mother, and no, please don't beat me, please don't beat me, and things like that. So it's like amazing to see such a leela of the Lord, where his sweetness actually comes out. Really very amazing, sweetness of the Lord. So with this, we will kind of we discussed two slokas today. Today being the first day, we gave a lot of prelude. So in the further sessions, we will cover the slokas more nicely. And in fact, the next sloka that is there, the third sloka, it is very, very important sloka. In fact, if devotees can memorize that sloka, it is very nice. So we will just chant that sloka, and then we will finish for today's day. Right? And then if there is any questions, we can handle that. Text 3. Jnane prayasamudapasya namanta eva jivanti sanmukaritam bhavadiya vartam sthane stitaha shruti-gatham tanuvan manobir ye prayaso jita-jitopi aistais trilokyam. So this is a very amazing sloka. So devotees can try to memorize this sloka, and we will see the meaning and purport in the next class. Just to give a little glimpse of this sloka, Lord Brahma is telling Jnane Prayasa, don't try to understand Krishna by by the way of accumulating knowledge. Udapasa namanta eva, be humble and offer your namaskar to him. Jivanti sanmukaritam bhavadiya vartam. So please hear the glories of the Lord from sanmukaritam, from the great devotees of the Lord. And sthane stitaha shruti-gatham tanuvan manobir. No, you don't need to do so much of circus. You don't need to change your position. You don't need to change the status of life in your situation. Nothing great of change is necessary. No, you just need to be there wherever you are, whatever occupation you are doing. But then please hear about the glories of the Supreme Lord. Sthane sthita shruti-gatham tanuvan manobir. Ye prayaso. By this endeavor, what will happen? Jita ajitaha. No, you will conquer that personality who's unconquerable. That means the Lord becomes conquered, by this process. The greatest of the personalities, the greatest of the Supreme Lord, and he gets conquered, by this prayasa. What is the prayasa? Just to hear about the glories of the Lord. It is a greatly fortunate, situation that we are able to hear about the glories of the Lord. We are able to actually get a glimpse of the glories of the Lord, and the Srimad Bhagavatam we have access to, and we are able to hear these things. This is a great, great mercy of the Lord, right? So it is not possible that ordinary people can get this mercy of hearing about the pastimes of the Lord. So we are all quite fortunate in that way, and we are hearing this wonderful narrations, right? So there is one question that is there here. Among 14 planets, which is Dhruva planet? Dhruva planet is not amongst the 14 planets. Dhruva planet is a separate entity. Dhruva Nakshatra it is called. And Dhruva Nakshatra is the central, in the whole 14 planetary system, it is there in the central, this one. It's just there above the Bhu, Bhuvar, Swarga. And then it is a well-known nakshatra. Like most of the travelers, when they're traveling in the sea, they would always have this nakshatra as the reference point. That's the northernmost star, and that's most biggest and glowing star. no, always the travelers used to take reference of the star, and they kind of drive there this one. So it is not part of the 14 planetary system. That's kind of an extra piece. No, that's the resident of the Shirodakashai Vishnu. That's where the milk ocean is there, and that's where the Vishnu actually has his abode. And no, that's the position of Dhruva Nakshatra. Right? So thank you all very much for joining for this session, and let's all make this Purushottam month Vrata very, very auspicious by hearing about the glories of the Lord and chanting extra rounds and increasing the quality of the rounds. And as it is mentioned here, if you can just hear the sound vibration of glories of the Lord and also the holy name of the Lord, it is so powerful, so effective, and we can just transform our heart very, very quickly. The process of Krishna consciousness works like this. We just need to simply hear the sound vibration, both of Srimad Bhagavatam and of the holy name, and all perfection is there. So thank you all once again for joining. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.